Yeah?
Yes. Hello, stranger. Oh, me? I came into town to get, food. But on my arrival here, a fair maiden has caught my eyes. No. It's far too soon for that. I'm just gonna, continue standing here and try not to look creepy. Oh, alright. If you say so. Well, here goes nothing.
Divine smile on you, friend.
Oh, hello there.
Want to have your clip featured in the Skyrim Clip of the Week? Simply record the clip on your Xbox and then send it to me via message. My gamertag is iRyeni, that's IRYENI, and you can message it to me over Xbox and I'll be able to view it. I look forward to seeing the clips that you guys send me. Now moving on to the video. Hey, what's up guys, it's Ryan and welcome to another episode of Modded Monday. We're on week number 119 now, guys. I've picked out 5 new mods for this week that you guys can check out and perhaps add them to your load order if you find them interesting. So let's just jump straight into it. Starting off at our number 5 spot, we have the Talkative Dragons mod. Have you ever found it weird that dragons, who are fully sapient beings, have never spoke a single word to you while you're doing your best to try to defeat them? This mod changes that. Now the mod page reads that this mod reuses some vanilla voice lines to make the dragons speak during combat, so they feel like sentient creatures instead of just mere beasts. I've recently started a new game and was surprised whenever the first dragon actually said something during the fight, because I didn't remember any of that from my other playthroughs, and most of the lines aren't anything special either, they're mostly just generic combat talk. But I can see where the devs were trying to go, making the quest-related dragons more unique by adding dialogue. But in the end, you fight those few dragons once, or not at all if you choose not to do the main quest, and then the rest of your playthrough consists of silent dragon fights. Now there are a few completely generic lines that will be used regardless of the dragon's target, and some additional ones that refer to the Dovahkiin. Those that are used alongside the generic ones whenever the dragon is targeting the player and whenever you've spoken to the Greybeards. Now Parthenax, Alduin, and Odahviing have unique voices, so they won't use those lines. You're not going to see the first 2 in combat outside quests anyway, so that's not really a big problem. So all in all, this mod allows the dragons to actually be able to talk to the Dovahkiin whenever you're going through and fighting them, so let me give you a little bit of an example. This is a random dragon that I just stumbled across, and listen to what he says.
I do not fear you. You are brave,
So it's a very simple mod that just allows the dragons to be able to talk to the Dovahkiin whenever in battle, and I think it adds just the right immersion into the mod to make it feel like you're fighting just a greater threat, and not just a silent beast just like all the other beasts in Skyrim. So that's why this mod comes in at our number 5 spot, so I'd recommend downloading the Talkative Dragons mod. Coming in at our number 4 spot, we have an incredibly silly but useful mod called the Nordic Carriage Company. Now the mod page reads, do you remember ever thinking during the intro sequence, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I could travel around Skyrim in carriages like these? Well, I do. So without further ado, we celebrate the grand opening of the Nordic Carriage Company. Each of the hold capitals now have the Nordic Carriage Company sign by their entrances. You can use their signs to hail a carriage, and you can talk to the driver and pick which city you'd want to go to for the measly sum of 35 septims, and you can enjoy the ride. When on a carriage, you can skip to your destination, you can slightly speed up, you can exit the cart temporarily, you can end your journey early, or you can enjoy some of the random comments that the custom voice-acted carriage driver has to say. Now with this mod, you can only pick other major cities as destinations, but that doesn't mean you can't end your ride early. Now the mod author themselves have posted a couple notes that go along with this, saying that they've tried to make the journey as smooth as possible by placing a huge amount of waypoints around the world. This is what makes the mod extremely silly and funny at sometimes, because if you remember in last week's episode, our clip of the week showed a carriage driver just going over a bridge and just trampling everyone in their way. This is actually what ends up happening sometimes, because it can't really calculate who is in the way and who's traveling on that road as well, so sometimes you'll get for some really funny gameplay where you're either running over NPCs or just flying all over the place, and it's just hilarious. So I recommend this mod if you're looking for an immersive mod that will allow you to actually get on the carriages and travel from city to city if you're looking for something like that. But all in all, in my opinion, I think that the mod is just really funny to download, and if you get on the carriage, you can just spawn a bunch of enemies and just see how everything turns out. It's just hilarious to watch and a great mod in general. So that's definitely why this mod comes in at our number 4 spot, so I'd recommend downloading the Nordic Carriage Company mod. Coming in at our number 3 spot, we have the Saadia Time of Need mod. Now this is a mod that expands Saadia's role in Skyrim. If you do remember her, she has the Time in Need questline that you could do at the beginning of the game whenever you just complete the Dragon Rising quest. But in this mod, if you side with Saadia during her questline, you may obtain proof of her innocence, and she'll become available as a potential follower, steward, spouse, and traveling merchant. It's important to note that a new save file may be required if you have ever made contact with Saadia, causing her to load into your game at least once, so it's recommended that you start a new game if you download this mod. Now the stuff that the mod actually adds is during her questline you may discover proof of her innocence. The different ends of her questline will have a small amount of further vanilla voice dialogue to transition her into her expanded role in Skyrim, and after the questline she'll become a potential follower, steward, and spouse, and you can also take her out of the Bannered Mare, which will allow her to sell her goods anywhere in the world, and her inventory will become slightly expanded. Saadia will also benefit from the Merchant Gold perk, and later in the game you may also discover proof of her innocence in the Thalmor Embassy. So I really like doing this quest early on in the game, but I wish it had more options and choices that you'd be able to actually make whenever deciding whose side you're on. And if you choose Saadia's side, you actually get more benefits because she'll become a follower, a better merchant, and she'll help you out with anything that you're going to need. So that's definitely why this mod comes in at our number 3 spot, because it just gives you more choices and more options to roleplay in the way that you see fit. And that's definitely why I recommend downloading the Saadia Time of Need mod. Coming in at our number 2 spot, we have the Electra StandAlone Companion, Merchant, and Trainer. Now the mod page reads that Electra is a powerful Nordic Breton electro-chiromancer, master destruction trainer, and trader of magical merchandise based in Dragon's Reach Whiterun. She also utilizes leveled electrical and ice magic in combat, classified as a destruction DPS main with damage buffing capabilities and limited healing support. Electra also provides secondary support utility to the Dragonborn and allies around her. She has a destructive spell that allows allies within 50 feet to gain plus 50% enhanced destructive power. She also has a vitality regen, which allows self and allies below 40% HP to receive a supplementary 10 to 25 health per second. You can also ask her to cure you of any diseases and poison effects. Now her magical damage output will scale with the player level, and also when she unlocks the usage of her Expert, which is level 20+, and Master, which is level 30+ spells. Most of the spells and powers that she uses are also available to purchase from her. These spells are also unique spells that have been added into the game, and they equal about 28 as of version 3. So all in all, her name is Electra Callista, her race is a Nordic Breton, she has a height of about 5'8", she's 20 years old, she's an electro-chiromancer, she trains in destruction, she trades magical merchandise, she starts at level 15 but can level up infinitely with the player, she's stealthy, essential, and wifeable, and completely voiced. Now I really like this mod because it's different from most of the follower mods that basically just add a follower into the game. This also has its own backstory and different unique spells, like I said, 28 new spells that have been added into the game, and she has her own unique traits and different abilities that she can do, as like healing you in battle and curing all your diseases whenever you would like. So that's definitely why Electra comes in at our number 2 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading it. Coming in at our number 1 spot, we have the Mystic Order Player Home mod. Now this is a player home with some new clothing and a spell, along with a short quest line to get everything. The manor itself is nav-meshed, and with the Hearthfire multiple adoptions and custom player home support, you can move in your wife and kids here. Now the manor itself is in a different dimension, so you can use a portal to get here. There's also vendors inside the house and a magical recharge station in your bedroom. To get started with the quest and actually how to get the houses, you have to start by going to Riverwood's Sleeping Giant Inn, and there will be a book on the table there that you can just read to get the quest started. The quest then has you go to these strange ruins, and then from the strange ruins you go to a cave, and then once you find the cave you have to go through a boss battle, and once you defeat the boss you'll be able to actually enter the house itself. So let's go on inside the house and I'll give you guys a full tour of everything it has to offer, so let's begin. So as you can see, this house is actually a lot bigger than most of the mods that I covered previously with the other player homes that I include, but I really like how everything is spaced out here. It's definitely noticeable that there was a lot of work and effort put into where everything was in this mod and where everything was placed, and then especially with the different vendors that are also included here, I think it's just a perfect thing to tie it all off, and that's definitely why this mod comes in at our number 1 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading the Mystic Order player home mod. So that's pretty much it for this week's episode of the top 5 Skyrim mods of the week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. And if you have any suggestions for mods you'd like me to cover in future top 5 mod episodes, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, or you can follow me on Twitter. I'll be sure to leave my Twitter in the description, and you guys can follow me on there and leave me suggestions to there as well. Special shout out to my Patreon donator. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I will talk to you guys later.